Let's go now to NBC News correspondent George Solis. He has been on the ground in Pennsylvania for the last couple of weeks covering this story. George, what more can you tell us about the news that Cavalcante has been captured?
Yeah, good morning, Willie. Good morning, Mika. Obviously, a big sigh of relief in this community. We just heard the radio call that went out to all of the agencies announcing the capture of Danilo Cavalcante. We hear it as the dispatch office saying, "I am proud to announce that the subject is in custody." And then you can just hear that sigh of relief. This has been after this nearly 2-week run that Danilo Cavalcante has been captured. And as you've been hearing, this dynamic in the search changed dramatically day by day, especially after he broke that initial 2-square-mile radius where he believed he was hiding out in that botanical gardens, where he stole that refrigerated van from the dairy farm, went up towards Upper Chester County, and then appeared to have changed his appearance. He was clean-shaven. He was reaching out to former co-workers, authorities, very concerned that he was growing more desperate. And as you mentioned, this 5-foot fugitive then somehow entered the home of a homeowner's garage and then stole his .22 rifle. That homeowner, firing shots, missed him, and then Cavalcante just sort of disappeared. Authorities in this wooded area, this new 8 to 10 square mile wooded area, found his prison shoes, and then they noted that it appeared that some work boots were stolen from a nearby porch. Overnight, we heard from our NBC affiliate here, WCAU, that they may have recovered a bag that Cavalcante was using. We saw early on in some of those first images that he appeared to acquire some duffel or a backpack. Authorities weren't sure where it came from. Well, it seems that this backpack led authorities in the right direction, because I'm hearing that he was picked up right around that same area where that bag was found. So again, we are minutes away from a press conference where Pennsylvania State Police will detail all of this information about his capture, because they know that the pressure's been on. We have been grilling them daily to give us more information about where he might be, what they know about him, his whereabouts, and why and how he was able to elude capture. I mean, they had 500 officers here on the ground at one point, scouring wooded areas day and night. You know, the terrain here has been tricky with the weather, from the extreme heat to the rain. So again, now this morning we are hearing Danilo Cavalcante back in custody. We, at this moment, do not have an exact location where he's headed. We know his prison transport is heading to a location, undisclosed location at this time. We are working to verify those details. But again, the good news here is that the fugitive that has been on the run terrorizing this community has been captured, guys.
Yeah, and George, we have confirmation now in a statement from the Chester County commissioners. Chester County is the area that has been terrorized, frankly, and beyond on edge the last 2 weeks, writing in part, "The capture of Cavalcante ends the nightmare of the past 2 weeks." They went on to thank every law enforcement official at the regional, state, and federal level out in all weather conditions, day and night, for their immense efforts. Also thanking the public, businesses, for their cooperation, giving Ring camera video and telling the stories of having seen him, or obviously that exchange on Monday night with the man in the garage where they exchanged gunfire, where at least the homeowner shot at him. Also saying, going at the end, that Chester County prison officials are making immediate changes to bolster security in the prison. They've already brought in contractors to make changes to the exercise yard, reviewing procedures, etc. George, I know it's early hours here, but do we have any sense of how this capture went down? In other words, if we were learning that this vehicle is not headed to a hospital, does that suggest to you, or have you heard in your reporting from sources that there was an exchange of gunfire? Any details around his capture?
Yeah, Willie, working to confirm much of that at the moment. It does not appear that there was an exchange of gunfire. It seems that some of the tactical crews that were out there were able to spot him, again, related to that bag that they found, and were able to take him into custody. At this moment, again, it doesn't appear it was without any kind of severe incident, but we are still working with various sources to verify some of those details, like the time of the capture exactly, where he was hiding, if he had any items, or if he still had that weapon on him that he stole. One of the concerns earlier on, too, was that he had now been shirtless. And some of the images that we've been seeing, it does appear that he did acquire some additional clothing. So obviously this is all late breaking and developing, and we have so many questions, as I'm sure the public does, about this capture. and where he might be headed to next. That was one of the main questions we had early on. If he was captured, would he be taken back to the same facility that he broke out of? And the DA here in Chester County saying, quite frankly, no, he will be taken to another location. So we will work on all those details and, of course, bring them to you as soon as we learn them.